This video is part of a series. Complete the previous videos in this playlist before you start this video. The complete playlist information, the material and the code file information is given in the video description below. Let's get started with this new topic called N8N. What exactly is N8N? We will introduce N8N. There is a concept called nodes in N8N. What are nodes in N8N? Creating credentials. We will create very interesting agents and we will see them in action. This is the first time where you will feel the power of agents. You will also see how they are working. You will also see the result of them. It's almost like deployment is also done in this particular aspect of agentic AI system. The reason why agentic AI systems got very famous very quickly, one of the main reason is N8N agents. Because any person who is not from coding background, they are not from machine learning or data science background, they can get started with N8 agents very quickly. It provides a no-code approach to connect a different type of nodes, and we can orchestrate a complete agentic AI system in a very easy to understand manner and in a very fastest way that we know and without writing even a single line of code. It offers a huge number of integrations. That means you can connect it to multiple APIs and then get your agentic AI system give all the power that it is required to have. It was very much popularized by enabling the power or by giving them the power for non-coders, somebody who is not from coding background, still can use this N8N and try to build these kind of agentic AI systems very quickly. You yourself will be surprised that N8N, once you know some of the basics, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 basic points, if I tell you, you will be saying, I can create my own N8N agent. Then I'll give you a repository of already built N8N agents, maybe 100 plus N8N agents which are already built. If I give you those, maybe you can go through 5 or 10 out of them. You yourself will feel that it is very easy. So let's get started with N8N agents. N8N, the name, once we see it for the first time, it sounds a little different, kind of, it doesn't sound like any other platform or the tool name. The story behind that is the full form is node automation. So N8N stands for node automation. You write node automation. So out of node, you take node. Out of automation, you take mation. Node mation. Now this is N 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. N8, N. After N, there are 8 characters and then 8. So that is how they have come up with N8N. Node mation, and these are the 8 letters. So that is the short story behind this name of N8N. N8N agents are modular, no code. No code is the point that we need to underline and highlight. And they accept inputs from forms, emails, and various ways of taking the input. You can follow a logical flow. In N8N, the word that you hear very frequently is a workflow. So you create a workflow, how you take the input data, how do you analyze from AI agents, how do you create the final output, how do you run this automation. This whole thing is known as workflow. In this workflow, you have agents and then you connect, you have these nodes, you connect these nodes and then you can run this workflow. You have to create your account on n8n.io. So let's go to N8N account creation. They offer a free 14-day trial, but I suggest you must buy the basic version of them. So you go to N8N, you just simply type N8N. As of now, this is the website. It looks like this, n8n.io. And once you say sign in, if you are new here, start a free trial. And it's a 14-day trail, and I don't suggest that you start a 14-day trail. I suggest that you must get into, maybe once you're done with these 14 days, you must take a basic plan should be sufficient for learning this, and it doesn't cost a lot. The kind of learning that we have, the kind of features that N8N gives, the plan that they are giving, the basic plan costing is not that much. So I already have created my account and I have taken a paid plan, basic plan only. So let me go to N8N and log in. Go to this sign in, and you have to get started with your cloud account name, a unique name that it will be asking you to create in the beginning, and then it is signing me in. You have to give your ID and password.
Critical update available. That is fine, no problem. And this is the front screen. Once you log into N8N, this is the first screen that you see. You can see my workflows. Some of them are active workflows, some of them are inactive workflows. Most of them that you see in this account, I have tried for creating this course. Some of them are for different apps. And then what are the executions failed, etc., etc. This particular piece you can ignore. You focus on these workflows that I am kind of scrolling down. These are the ones right now when you're logging in for the first time, will be nothing in the workflows. And then different type of credentials from Gmail, from any of the other APIs like OpenAI that you are using, all these Telegram, different credentials will be available here. And what are your past executions? What did you execute? How much of them are success? How many of them got errors? And how many of them are cancelled while executing? All of that will be given here. So this is your basic first screen that you see. Now, there's one point that I want to highlight here. On the left hand side, you will see something called templates. You see this here. I'm trying to highlight here on the left hand side. Let me zoom in a bit. Templates. This templates is a wonderful option. These are the N8N templates. Somebody else has created them. We can actually use them. For example, somebody has created a particular template, analyze email headers for IP reputation and spoofing detection. So these are the IT templates. Sales related templates. If you're interested in sales related templates, scrape recent news about a company before a call, create Salesforce account based on Google Sheets data. So if I want to see this, how this works, you can click here to explore and you can use it for free as well. And these are the nodes. Once we get into the N8N details, then you'll understand what are these nodes, how is it going to work. Probably at the end of this course, we will come back again to this scrape recent news about company before the call. Then I'll tell you how can you use it as if you have created it, because somebody has told that you can use it for free. So let's go ahead, create a new workflow. So what you need to do is in N8N, you have to create an account. And how do you work with it? You create a new workflow. You have to say you are creating a new personal workflow. I'm creating a personal workflow. As of now, you get into the free version of N8N, but in future, if at all you have to upgrade, I suggest that you must upgrade. And once you created a new workflow, this is how it looks like. Editor, this is where you will add all the elements, executions, evaluation. We're going to see all these details, every basic detail, every important detail that you must know. I'm going to go through them very much in depth. As of now, I want you to pause here and go back, create a login ID on N8N and open a new workflow. There is this plus sign. That's what you need to click to open a new workflow. You will be on this window. You can use the top right hand side, create a workflow, or you can click on this plus sign called a workflow, personal workflow, or create a workflow. This is the workflow. Let's create our first N8N agent. Remember, N8N is supposed to be very easy. If you are finding N8N difficult, that means there's something wrong with the way that I am explaining. Otherwise, these are very easy. If at all you find any difficulty, you can simply switch to any other tutorial or lecture or any other documentation. You must find N8N easy. So I myself will try to give you the best of the best details so that you will be able to create these agents easily. Only thing is, I just need to give you a structured learning path. So we will start with one of the very basic AI agent. So the agent that we are going to create right now is a Gmail based AI agent. So let us get started with this. So this Gmail based AI agent is what we are going to create. This is going to be our first basic N8N agent. It's not complex, but it does a particular job. So this is a Gmail based AI agent. It listens for the incoming emails. That means I want to create a small personal assistant agent for me. This personal assistant agent, once it gets an email. So today you have sent me an email that Venkat, I'm looking for material related to agentic AI. Somebody else has sent a material that Venkat, I want to have a one-on-one doubt clarification with you. Another mail that I received is, Venkat, we have a guest lecture in our college and would you be interested in taking this? Now, these are the three emails that I have received. Now, what does this N8N based AI agent will do? It will take this email and reply back saying that, okay, I will give you the materials. Please share exactly what are the topics that you are looking for. So it will give a reply. Automatically, it will send a reply. Automatically, once I connect this Gmail credentials, the Gmail API, if I connect it automatically, it will send the reply and it will understand this mail that Venkat, I want to have a one-to-one session. This email, there will be a reply sent to this email saying that, yes, I'm available. We can have a meeting. Let me know the time. Or later on, when we build complex agents, There will be another agent that will check my calendar and see that, okay, I'm free at this particular time. It will book, it will block the calendar sent by the user. It will also block the calendar of my calendar, and both of them will be given reminders. And the third one is, Venkat, would you be interested in taking this lecture? It will give a reply. So as of now, we are creating a Gmail based AI agent that will listen to incoming emails using LLM capacity, LLM thinking power. We are going to analyze and respond, and it sends a smart reply. When I say a smart reply, it is not a generic reply that your email has been received, we will respond back to you. No, that's not the reply. It will be a reply like what I generally give. In fact, these kind of personal assistants already started coming into our personal systems. If you see Copilot, you may see in most of the organizations they are using Microsoft Copilot, which is trying to automate as many tasks as possible. If it listens to what we have been doing, it observes what we have been doing for a particular task, and then next time when the same task comes into the picture, it will try to give us, this is what you have done internally or previously. Maybe I'm suggesting you to do the same task again. Shall I go ahead and send the reply? So let's try to create this basic N8N agent. I'm not saying that you're going to solve very, very big problems. I'm not saying that you're going to build AI based projects by using just these classroom. What I'm trying to say is, if somebody has an idea to create a AI based project, what are all the essential aspects that you must know? That is what I'm going to cover here. So we will start with the workflow. You may have to name this workflow. We will call this as Gmail reply agent or email reply agent. It can be any mail. So email reply agent. This is what I'm creating. Then this sign, you click on this sign, plus sign. So here, in fact, you can add a tag also. That means if you want to divide all of your workflows into different aspects, you can add a tag, but right now you can ignore this. Email reply agent is what we are creating. Now I would like to add a Gmail node. So this is the first node, and I would like to add it. Once you click on it, so you can add, there are different nodes in N8N. If you want to achieve anything, you have to connect different nodes. The first node that we will add would be Gmail node. Within Gmail, there are multiple actions, multiple triggers. A trigger means that is where everything will get triggered. That is where everything will get started. So you can say that once I receive an email, and then you can take an action. You can delete the message, get a message, reply the message, remove the message, etc. What I'm saying is, my initial trigger is once I receive an email. On receival of an email, do this. So right now I just select that, and then once I click back to canvas without doing anything, you will have this new Gmail trigger, which is given here. So this is called one of the node. Now, when you are having Gmail trigger, it is already having credentials over here. In your case, you may not be having these credentials. Let us see how to get started with these credentials. So what I'll do is, I will not log into my old existing N8N. I will start logging in with a very fresh email so that it will replicate exactly first timer. If you are working on this for the first time, what are the steps that you must follow? We'll be following those steps. So what I'll do is, I will come out of this only when there is a need. Then I will come to this pre-filled N8N already work in progress N8N canvas. What I'll do is, we will start freshly from something that we haven't added any credentials prior. So let's go to a different canvas. Now I have started my 14-day free trial just now, and there are 1,000 executions that are given. Very soon I'm going to hit this upgrade now. As of now, I don't have any workflows. I don't have any credentials. I have no executions. Everything is 0, 0, 0. So if you are starting for the first time, this is how your screen will look like. So let us start this new workflow. Let's call this as email reply agent or email smart response agent. Now I will try to add workflow successfully created. That means if you go back to the overview, you will have one workflow that is created. Now when you click on it, it will be landing here. We haven't added any nodes. You can add a plus sign here, or as your first step, I would say Gmail, and the trigger is once a message is received, I would like to do this. Now it is asking for credentials. So when you say Gmail, whose Gmail is that? Once you say message is received, in whose inbox that you are talking about. So email, Gmail trigger is there, but there is a cross sign here. That means credentials for Gmail trigger are not set. So you have to set the credentials. Then I would say create new credentials. OAuth service recommended. Sign in with Google. It is straightforward. You sign in with Google. You select the account that you want to take. So I will give a new user account, or maybe I will just use this particular account. You have to allow all this. I would allow N8N to access my Gmail. That means whatever messages that I am receiving, I want this particular workflow to read those messages. And then account connected, you can reconnect when you sign into Google. Automatically, the account is connected, Gmail account. So this one, you can give it a name. So this Gmail account, which is connected, you can also see it in under credentials. So if you go back to the overview, so let us save this first. Now, if I go back to the overview and if I see on credentials, you will see the Gmail account. If you are connecting multiple Gmail accounts, it will automatically give as Gmail account 1, Gmail account 2. But it's a better option to actually name these based on whatever is your requirement. Gmail account, you can name it as with the email. But as of now, I will leave it as it is. Let us go back to our workflows and then click on this. I'm hoping that you're able to maneuver, navigate easily. So whenever you have a doubt how to access the workflow, you on the left hand side, you go to overview. You will see your workflows here under the workflow section. Click on the workflow that you are working on. As of now, we have added Gmail trigger node. A trigger means that is where everything will get started. Sometimes the trigger will be the user will fill a form. Sometimes the trigger will be automatically the workflow will execute whenever somebody hits a button. So there are multiple triggers. When you are creating a workflow, the initial one that you start is always a trigger. That is where the workflow will start. And where does the workflow start? When you click on it, it says that you go to Gmail account and this is a Gmail trigger. And what is the event? On which event the trigger is going to get started? When a message is received. When a message is received from the Gmail account, and what is the mode? Every minute, or you can check every hour, every day, every week, depending on whatever is the API limit. Gmail, is it providing you to check your email at every minute? It is fine. So depending on your requirement, you can change it. So right now I'm leaving it as every minute. And then it shows that simplify option. As of now, you leave it as it is. So this particular node is added. There is nothing that we need to do in this apart from connecting it to the Gmail account credentials. If you want to do any further customization, what you can do is, let's say you go and add a filter. Let's say if I want to look for labels and names or IDs, for example, I want to particularly look only in inbox, only in important messages, or if you want to include everything, or if you have particular set of categories that you have already created, only in them you want to create, that is also fine. But as of now, you can leave it empty. Or the most common one is I want to see it in inbox. That is one of them. Maybe I want to see it in important messages. Whenever somebody send me an important message, if it is in inbox, then only I will try to reply to that. As of now, this particular node will get triggered whenever there is an email that you receive in your inbox. If it is either unread or it is in inbox, or if it is important, you will get the output. You know what? You can execute this workflow. Once you click on it, you can say fetch the test event. Now, what is happening is it has been connected to my email, and the email that we have logged in, this is a different email. Let me go there. So just now I have got an email. This is a random trash email that I have created. I generally do not use it, just for these kind of demonstrations and courses and for subscriptions. I use this. So here, Google security alert, you have allowed N8N to access, and N8N has sent me a welcome message. Verify your N8N account. I think I should have clicked that earlier. Verify your N8N account. That is also done. Now these are the emails that I have. Once I go to N8N, when I said fetch a test event, now it has given the email ID and then threat ID, snippet. Hi there, thank you for creating N8N account to continue this one. So this is the mail that I have received by N8N. I think somewhere this message must be there. Hi there, thank you for creating N8N account. This is the email that it has read. So this is one of the test. Now you can see this in the output window. You can see the schema. This is a JSON schema, or you can see the original schema, or you can see it in the JSON format, or you can see it in the tabular format. Generally, I prefer this schema so that you can read what is the variable name. This is the email snippet. Later on, if you want to read anything, so we will tell our large language model, once I connect another node, which will be AI agent node, to that node, I will say that read the information from this snippet, from this email ID, like that. So watch it in the schema or table format. Usually I prefer schema. So if everything works fine, if you have connected this accurately, here you will see a tick mark. That means it is working fine. And it is not very complex. You have to create the credentials, connect it, and fetch the test event. You must see one of the email from your email box. Okay. Once that is done, let's go to the next node. Now, once this message is read, I would like to connect it to a large language model like OpenAI or Gemini. Let us connect it. So you have this plus sign here in the node, right after the node. Here you can add an AI agent node, but there is a simpler version of it, that is OpenAI. Directly, I will try to connect a large language model like OpenAI. And then what am I going to do? I'm going to select message model. We are going to take text actions. What are we going to do? We are going to take the Gmail message and try to send a response to it. So you take this option of text action, which is message model. Now, if you see the previous one, Gmail trigger, whatever is the state of our current situation where I have received a Gmail, and what is that you want to do here? Get 100 free OpenAI credits, claim credits. So you must have an OpenAI account. You must connect it here. Here they are giving 100 free OpenAI credits. I'm not interested in these 100 OpenAI credits. They will anyway, even if we take them later on, anyway, they'll vanish. So let us connect it to our credentials. We have to add the new credentials. Half of the N8N agents work, especially when you're building for the first time. You will face a lot of headaches by connecting these credentials. Trust me, once you connect them, rest all things will be much, much easier, much, much faster. Only for the first time, you have to connect all these credentials. Otherwise, how does N8N know that which credentials they have to use when you're using these agents? So now first I will connect the credentials. Even before that, let us see what are the other options. So you have the code snippet sent by somebody. Then what we need to do is we have to tell the OpenAI model that, you know what, you are a helpful assistant. Read and understand the below message, and then you have to drag that message. So this is the message snippet. Read the below message and reply the email in a professional tone. And then we will say email starts here, and then we drag this particular value. So let us try to first connect it to the credentials. Then we will go to that prompt. Create a new credential, API key, organization ID is optional, base URL, you can leave it as it is. So you must copy your own API key from your OpenAI. So in OpenAI, you must be having an API key. If you do not have, create one. Yes, you have to spend some time and you have to spend some money on these acquiring these API keys from OpenAI, acquiring a paid account in N8N and acquiring an account in maybe whatever. There are 3, 4 accounts that you have to create. You may have to take their paid version and it is totally worth it. You must take it. Let's get the API key in my case. If you have the API key, you can paste it here directly, or whenever you get a doubt, they have given a beautiful feature called Ask Assistant. It will try to help you what is going wrong, what is going right. In fact, during our N8N notes creation, we will be asking the assistant multiple times. So create an OpenAI account, generate the API key, and then optional is organizational ID. This is optional, and then go ahead. That's what it says. So let me get the API key. I have got my OpenAI API key. I have pasted it here. That is mandatory. And then organizational ID not required. I'll just close this AI assistant. I'll go ahead and keep that base URL as it is. That's not a requirement. Then just say save. Credentials successfully created. A green tick always makes us happy. Let's go back. So OpenAI account is what I have done. A resource, you can leave it as text. And then the most important one is Your operation is message model. We are not doing any classification or any custom API call. We are just taking this message model. And what is the model that you want to choose? You can choose different chat GPT models under my API account. All these are available. Let us choose chat GPT 4.0 latest. And then you have to give a prompt here. This is where your whole AI is working. So you're going to say, hello, you are a helpful assistant. Okay. Read and understand the email and reply to the email in a professional tone. Email starts here. And the email has to be the email expression. Now, this snippet is nothing but the email. What you need to do is you have to hold this, drag and drop it here. Once you drop snippet, it says JSON.snippet. You can write this code, but N8N forces you to use as much drag and drop as possible. So this, you are a helpful assistant, and also that is all the prompt. Below that, the green color one, you see the result here. Hi there, thank you for creating N8N, etc. So this one is here. So we told our AI model that you are supposed to send a reply in a professional tone. Once you are doing that, once you say execute step, now this is input on the left hand side. Once you say execute step, this will run through OpenAI LLM model, and you will have the output here. So let me click on execute step. On the output side, you see it is loading. You know what? The answer is ready. Email verification confirmation with N8 team. This output is this one. Okay, thank you for your warm welcome. I have successfully verified my email, etc., etc. This is the output that is generated. Let's go back to Canvas. At the top, you have to click on this top left-hand side. You click on this. You can add tools, all these later on we are going to see. Right now, we are building our first N8N agent. I want to keep it as simple as possible. The steps that we have completed until now, we got an email, we generated a reply. Now, what is the next step? Once you get an email, you read the email, you generated a reply. Now it's time to send the reply back. Now, how do you send a reply to email? Again, by adding a Gmail node. So I will go here, I will click this, and then sometimes people tend to click here and then say, I want to add a Gmail node. Then let's say if I do this, go back to Canvas, it is not connected. It is somewhere else here. It is lying here. So what we need to do is you need to delete this. You have to connect it to the current workflow. You click on this and then you say Gmail. Now, what we want to do it, we click on Gmail, and what is the type of action that I want to do? I want to send a message. So the message that has been generated by OpenAI, I want to send a message. You can also do send a message, reply to a message, removal of label, like that. You can choose any one of these, the one that is the most relevant one. So as of now, I am trying to use send a message. So we are sending a message. We can also use reply for the same one, but send a message will be kind of multi-purpose. So it has automatically picked the Gmail account credential. Resource is message. You can leave it as it is. Send. Now to whom? Now, if you see the previous schema, you want to send it to the user who has sent this message to you. So this is you have to execute the previous nodes to see them, and you want to send it to the user. So here you have to select from. So in the Gmail trigger, from which email ID we have got this email from N8N, whomsoever is the user. So from, so whomsoever we have received it, that is the send, that is the email ID that we want to send it to. From wherever you have received, you want to send it back. And then subject, what is the subject? Let's keep the same subject. Maybe prior to that, I will write reply. I will add reply and then the subject. So your result will look like reply to the subject. Since we are sending a message, reply will not come automatically. I will write RE and then the subject. The subject is picked from here itself, from the Gmail trigger. Email type, it can be HTML, it can be any format, text format. I would like to keep it in HTML format. And what is the message? Message was created by our message model. So this is the message. Message was already created. So this is the subject and this is the output. Once I execute this step, it will try to send a mail to N8N team itself. So let me execute this step. This is an action one, so it will send an action. Node executed successfully, a green tick mark, which is going to make us happy. Green tick mark, you received a message. Green tick mark, you generated a reply. Green tick mark, you are sending a message. Now let us try to verify this whole stuff. So let me send a mail to this guy, Venki, and then I would like to ask, can you send the materials related to Gen AI? Send the materials related to Gen AI. Hello, Venki, can you give me the materials related to LLMs, maybe RAG, and then agentic AI? My name is, let's say, generic YouTube user. Then if I send this person will receive this email. There's a security alert, no problem. Let's refresh this. Okay, this is the one. Reply anyway, we have got it. Now I'm talking about the new mail that we have sent right now. Venkat Reddy has sent, can you send the materials related to Gen AI? Now let me execute this workflow. What this workflow will do, this workflow has to send a response to the sender. So he's the guy who has sent this mail. So can you send the materials? He did not receive the reply yet. Now when I run this workflow, you will receive a reply. So we will go ahead, execute the workflow. Gmail received message model, workflow executed successfully. When you come here, execute this. Again, execute this. Let us see which message it has received. Let's go here and then see this. The message is fetch the test event, fetching the event. Inbox, important. So this is a no reply transaction. It is trying to send a mail to the N8N mail. It is still reading this mail only, verify your N8N account, etc., etc. So we want this mail to be read, Venkat Reddy Konasani. So maybe it is waiting for 1 minute to be completed. So what I'll do is I will just execute personally one by one. Fetch the test event. Fetch the test event once again. It is fetching N8N only. Let us see whether the mail that we have sent, is it received in the inbox, important only. Yes, it is in inbox. So we said that it has to be in inbox. So let me fetch the test event. It's just the matter of time that it has to read our email. That's it. Otherwise, I'll send one more email. Let's send one more email. Instead of sending one more email, let us see where is the issue. Right now, we are saying the names should be, the label should be inbox and important. Looks like the mail that we have sent is not in the important folder. So what I'll do is I will try to have this whole workflow as it is, but instead of replying to only important mails, any mail that is in inbox, I can fetch it. So right now, inside this, we have it in our inbox. It may not be marked as important, but it is in our inbox. So once I keep only inbox once, if I fetch a test event, then I can get the message, hello Venki, can you give me the materials related to LLMs, RAG and agentic AI? I'm a generic YouTube user. We have fetched that test event. So I have executed this one node. Then I will execute this node. Now I will not execute these nodes one by one. I will say execute the workflow. So read the email, generate the reply to the email, and then send a message. If you come back to the person who has sent you a mail, the sent mail is this one. Can you send me the materials related to Gen AI? In your inbox, if you try to refresh this, the reply is received. Can you send me the materials related to Gen AI? The reply is received. I'll try to put it inside this high priority. Reply to this one, subject, thank you for reaching out. I'd be happy to share via large language models. These are exciting, rapidly growing fields, etc., etc. Research paper. Automatically output was generated. This email was sent to you automatically with N8N. This is also given as the signature. We can remove this if required. but this is the output. Later on, when we get into complex agents, I'm going to tell you how do you add extra tools to this so that you will customize this answer related to that particular user. How can you write the username also in the email reply? So the overall flow of N8N agent is you will receive an email and then you generate a reply. For that reply, you're a helpful assistant. And for this snippet, you generate the reply. This is generated reply. And then you send a message with that to the person who has sent it with the reply that it was generating. Now, what you can do is, let's say if you are arranging the notes like this, and if you are getting confused or if it is not that easy to read, you can click on this tidy up button. This tidy up button will give you this. And then when you click on executions, you can see what are the successful executions, what are the executions until now. You can click on that execution and you can see exactly what has happened inside that execution. Sometimes if it is in a different color, red color, that means the execution was not successful. And then editor is the place. Now, right now it is inactive. That means only when somebody says execute workflow, then only it will work. If you keep it as active, anytime somebody sends a mail, immediately this will work and send the reply. So let's do one thing. I'll keep it as active, workflow activated. You say, got it. Set up error notification, test reliability, maybe set up error notifications. As of now, you just ignore this, just keep this workflow active. And then what you do is you go back and send another mail. Again to the same guy, meeting on Sunday. Hi, Venkat. Can we meet on Sunday, 3 p.m. for a quick discussion on Gen AI course delivery, random. Let's say my name is Rahul. So you are sending a mail. Now N8N automation is done. So you have sent it to Venki, who has a personal assistant on N8N. So the mail will be received by that person. N8N will do that automation. It is active. So it is going to send a reply. And there is a trigger. What is the trigger? Whenever a message is received, that trigger will be triggered. And then you must get the reply. So let us see. I have sent the mail. Let's wait for the reply. So this automation, every 1 minute, it is going to generate the reply. So if we you just give 1 minute of time, if you refresh it maybe couple of times in 1 minute, yes, there you go. There is the automated output. Subject, reply to the meeting. Of course, Rahul, thank you for the message. Sunday 3 p.m. works for me. As of now, I haven't connected my calendar to this. Later on, we are going to see how do you connect your calendar to this, and then the N8N agent, we will give it the ability to read our calendar and understand whether I'm free at that time or not. If I'm free, then it will try to reply accordingly and book the calendar as well. That is going to come later on. As of now, we have created a simple N8N agent which will take the input and give us the output simply by reading this particular input. If you don't want to see this email was sent automatically with N8N. If you don't like to see that setting you need to switch off. So in the send reply, when it is sending the reply, that is where that is giving this particular reply. Now there is some option called append N8N attribution. As of now, this is switched on. So you just do this and then go back to canvas. Then automatically, once you execute this workflow, read the reply, sending the message. This time, when it is replying, you will not have that. Best regards, Venkat is given. N8N signature is not there. So this is one of our first N8N agent. I'm saying it has to be easy, but it's not that easy in the first go itself. You may have to create these credentials. If everything is working fine from end to end, then you are good. And max to max, 10 to 15% more complexity will be there in the upcoming nodes and upcoming workflows. Overall, this is the only complexity in N8N. It is going to be very easy for you with a little bit of practice. You just hit the save button. We are done with our first workflow agent. You go to overview, see your workflow active. Let's switch it off. There's no point in replying to everybody. By chance, if you have connected to your own Gmail, you don't want to keep on sending emails, just random replies to them. you just keep it inactive. That is a smarter option.
Continue with the next video in the playlist. We are covering everything step by step. If you have any questions or the comments, please post them in the comments window below.